we're going to talk now about importing both customers and existing reservations into your Connect system. So you do have the ability to do that in a bulk spreadsheet, which is really helpful when you have a lot of customers and a lot of existing reservations. So in your account section, you'll click on import. So we're in the import tab here, and you'll notice that there's two sections, one for customers, one for reservations. And we'll start out talking about customers. So you're able to, for both, click and get a sample to work off of. It's a great template so that you know what we are looking for, the format that we need, and it does give you some samples of what information should be there. So if you click to download this customer sample, it looks like this. We have several columns up top of things that you're able to bring over for your customers' accounts. The most common and the most basic of information that we need is these first three: the parent first name, the parent last name, and their email address. If you enter these three pieces of information, their account can be created, even if you, for instance, don't have their zip code. If you do not want to provide some of this information, just leave the column blank. So just don't enter anything in for any zip codes, but refrain from changing or altering, deleting, or adding any additional columns. So let's say you don't want to add zip code, don't remove this column, just leave the information blank. Similarly, don't add a column that maybe says allergies. That's something that's collected in a different place. So this is the sample. We would just follow this sample. This is all the information that we need. As long as the formatting is kept intact, you can save this as a CSV or Excel file, come in here to your customer import, and import this information. As it goes through the system, the customers will then appear in your customer list as they are successfully added. Similarly, with the reservations import, we do have the ability for you to use a sample that you can export here. So this is a similar style. We need these fields filled in order to upload the reservation. Extremely important to remember when adding this reservation upload that you need to have the events that you'll be putting kids into, so your classes, your camps, any drop-ins, anything like that that you'd like to import a reservation to needs to be already made and existing in your schedule. So you need to make sure that in your schedule you have all of the events ready to go so that you can import your kids that are attending Play and Learn 3, or maybe you have kids that are going to be attending the crawlers class, or will be a part of the sports after school program. So the things that you're adding need to already be in your schedule. So in the import tab, you'll notice that we have similar information. You need to have the customer's first name, last name, their email address. Very, important if you'd like to add their phone number, the kid's first name and last name if you'd like, their date of birth. Again, similarly to the customer import, no changes can be made to the column. So if you do not want to enter the amount they paid or any of this information, just leave the column blank. Don't delete a column, and don't add any additional columns. The key here will be these two columns, H and I, the series ID and the activity ID. This is how we know where to put the child. So once you fill in this information for the line and you have the parent information in and the child information in, and you'd like to tie this child to a reservation for the sports after school program, you'll go into your schedule. So we're going to go into our schedule here, and we're going to search for our sports after school program since that's what we'd like to add this child to. What we're looking for here is the series ID. So in order to get your child enrolled in this series of 8 dates, you can click on the edit button, and every series has an ID. So it's up here in your URL bar. So in this case, the series ID for Sports After School program is 1051. So that's what you would enter here. We're going to add this child to 1051. If you'd like to add a child to a drop-in or an activity, remember that's just a one-time thing like this Play and Learn that costs $25 every Friday. You can also get the activity ID, which is up here in the URL bar, in this case 96928. So then maybe the next kid down is attending that. 96928 is the activity ID. So in order to get the child uploaded into these particular attendance lists, you do need those ID numbers filled in.